where I really want to start today is on the third page where it says Our Site. So if you go to the third page, it says Our Site. And when you get to Our Site, you should see a picture like this, only your picture is actually in color. This is a site plan of our church. It shows our site. And everything on this page, on your page and on this screen, north is to the right. So as you're looking, just know that north is to the right. Let me take you around our site and kind of familiarize you with it if you're not already familiar. This is Main Street right here, okay? And from Main Street, this is where we turn in usually and come into the church. As you come in, this is the circular driveway that's just right outside these windows. Here is the worship center where we do our worship. This was the first building we built. This is the learning center. We're sitting in this building right now on the second floor, about right here, okay, on the upper floor. Now, the reason we're starting with a site plan today is because this project includes some pretty major site work. And when we talk about the budget, we talk about the program, we talk about everything that we're doing, we have to know that the site work is really essential to this project. Very specifically, the site work is going to include 3 new parking lots. There'll be a parking lot here to the northeast. This is currently what we call the gravel lot. If you've ever parked out here, that's where the gravel is. This is the parking lot to the southeast that will be brand new. And there'll be a parking lot to the southwest, which will be just outside the new facility. All told, these 3 new parking lots will bring to us 230 new parking spaces. Now, to give you some perspective on that, not including the YMCA parking, just the parking that's currently on our site, which is sort of this front lot to the north and the parking that is down the west side of our building, we have about 120 parking spaces. So we're going to go from 120 parking spaces to 350 parking spaces. We're almost going to triple our parking. And that's a very significant thing in terms of this project. Because most of you know, if you've been here recently, that parking is a major thing right now. It's hard to get people in and out. We don't have as much parking as we'd like. And what this does is it allows us to have some great new parking facilities that we can use. The other thing is that the parking is spread out across the campus, so instead of all the parking being in one place where it just causes more of a traffic problem, we believe we can move traffic around by having the parking lots separated. In order to do that, the other thing we have to do in terms of site work is build a driveway fire lane that goes all the way around the property. So now there'll be a drive that goes all the way around. Right now the driveway sort of stops right here. But from this point, there'll be a driveway that comes all the way around and connects all of these parking lots and connects us getting off in and out of the site. One of the other things that's happening that is not part of our project, but it is part of of how we'll be affected by it, is the city of Frisco now has decided to put a traffic light out in front of our church, which is a great thing. We think it'll be operational by the end of 2011. And as such, it will give us the ability to get off and on the site, and it'll also allow us to not have to have traffic officers on Sunday morning. We won't have to pay for those anymore, and so we think that's going to be a great addition to what we have as well. So this is our site. We just want you to be aware that we think this is where the whole construction project begins, is with this site work and these 3 new parking lots and the driveway that goes around the site. The other thing I do want you to know is that there is plenty of room still for future development. We still have about 6 to 7 acres to the south, and we'll still have all of that area for future development. If you remember or have ever seen our master plan, there's a rendering of it that's in the tower entry. Our master plan will continue to build around this horseshoe-shaped drive. So we will probably in another 3 or 4 years build another education building here. And then we'll come around the horseshoe and build probably a large conference center building here. And eventually we may build a 6th phase that would be a much larger worship center sanctuary back here. If we build that sanctuary, what we'll do is remove this driveway And then what we'll do is that driveway will be rediverted back around the new building, so we'll have the fire lane. But we'll only lose just a small portion of that driveway. The other thing I will let you know about the site as well is that we do plan on relocating the dumpster. If we're going to have this beautiful new building, the dumpster's sitting right here, and it was one of my pet peeves that we just needed to relocate the dumpster. So the dumpster will be removed, and it will be relocated to the back of this new parking lot. So that's our site.